TOZO, to me, is well known for excellent sound reproduction. I do like the tune of their products, especially the X1 that I reviewed is still one of my top rated when it comes to just the audio quality it produces. But they have a more affordable product, which I'm covering in this video, the NC7. Now, the NC7 has active noise cancellation up to 35 decibels in reduction. It's got 7mm drivers, dual noise cancelling microphones for your calls, capacitive touch controls, IPX6, so getting sweat and water on it is not going to be a problem. App support, and I'll let you know why I think these, for their price point, you really can't go wrong at all with the NC7s. So this is what is included with our NC7s, a quick start guide, user manual, Type-C to Type-A USB cable for charging. Charge time is about 2 hours. And then we have various different silicon tip sizes. So of course you need to find the one that gives you the best seal for your ears. Everyone's different. So how much do they weigh? Well, our earbuds each are just 5 grams and the total travel weight, you're looking at 43 grams. Great size case for them. Look at just how small this is. And yes, it does fit in that little jeans pocket. I've tested it out. A little bit tight, but it fits in there. Now, the battery life with this is impressive considering how small the case is. So it will go for 72 hours in total with the case as the runtime you get, or 18 hours on a single charge. And it has wireless charging, which is very good to see. Now, just demonstrate that you'll see that it's going to work now as I place it on this little wireless charging pad. Status LEDs now light up, so you can charge it that way as well, or you've got the typical Type-C cable there on the back. Now the case, with them inside, is there any rattling? No. My little rattle test, I don't hear anything giving that a shake. In my pocket, I haven't heard them rattling. When you open it up, it's a little flimsy when you open it because the magnet keeps it closed here, but once you open that lid up, there is no resistance. So if you have it like this, you can easily drop it down. But that's not really an issue at all. That's just a minor little nitpick there with it. Now they fit in place there really nicely. As you see, there's a magnet there, the 2 Pogo port charging connectors, and that is how they are. So good case, really like the size of it, and they're very easy to place within it. Features of the NC7 here is we've got an optical sensor, so they know that when you're taking them out of your ears to turn themselves off. They can sense that. This is where it connects up to. So in the case, the Pogo charging ports, this is the magnet to hold them into place. Now the plastic's good. There's no sharp edges or anything like that. They don't feel cheap. And I'm one of those lucky ones because the medium silicon tips just worked out for me. I get a good seal. Normally with most brands, they are fine mediums for me. And I know a lot of people can't claim the same. That's why I say I'm one of the lucky ones. So the join here with the plastics with the glossy and then the matte on the back, absolutely fine. No rough edge there. And the touch controls, how do they work? So they're good. There is a little voice prompt. So when you go through the transparency mode with it does have that. Then the active noise cancellation, which is up to 35 decibels reduction in ambient noises. You get that voice prompt, it will tell you that. And the touch controls, they do seem to work well. I'm registering them, I'd say about every 9 times out of 10. Yeah, about there, it will work for me. Occasionally when I tap it, it might not. Now the driver within is 7mm. Now don't let that put you off because the smaller the driver does not translate into being worse because you'd think that, right? That a larger driver, better bass, smaller driver, worse bass, but no, that's not the case there. And TOZO, they do have something here, TOZO, what is called Org X 2.0 tech. Now that's just boosting the vocals and the mid-range to make them a little bit more distinctive, more realistic, and richer. And I'll talk about that a little bit later on. So they do have IPX6 finally. That means you can use these in the rain. You can train with them, get a bit of sweat on them, and it will not be a problem. This is our application. So in first glance here, you jump into what is called the noise cancellation screen here. Now, you don't have to register or log on or anything like that. You can if you want to, but I just skipped it here. and you can get firmware updates too for the NC7. So if you tap here, you've got sound effect, they've called it, which it isn't, it's an equalizer. So you can go along and adjust this so you have more sound effect options. Now what I've been listening to is the standard, okay? This is the out of the box tune that it does have. I've kept it on that. This is what I do for my reviews. I don't think it's fair for me to go along and just up the bass or treble or whatever. I keep it as it is. So that's how it is. And you've got all these different options you can see, okay? And then your own custom one that you can save. So that's very good to have this option. Getting out of that, what is listed as sound effect there, we can go into noise cancellation. So that's the first screen. You can see the battery life, which is great, and it's up to 18 hours, which is just phenomenal for these. So you've got noise cancellation, transparency, wind noise reduction, leisure mode, and your normal mode and custom pattern. Now the transparency mode does work very well. It's almost, well, pretty much. I've not worn one myself, but what I would imagine a hearing aid would be like, because it's boosting up using the outer microphones to bring in that sound and just add a bit of gain to it so you can hear better. And it's very handy. Noise cancellation, to talk about that now, very good. I can't hear things like fans, light noise, wind, train sound, certain low frequencies it blocks out quite well. People talking, you can still hear a little bit of that. And it's going to be very dependent on just how well the seal is, of course, with the silicone tips when you are wearing them. So it's very important you get a good fit for that ANC and the way they sound to work correctly. It's like that with any in-ears. So their products I'm very fond of, and I keep whatever TWS earbuds that I really think sound amazing, and I happen to have these here from them, which are the X1s. So these are very good because they've got a balanced armature, dynamic driver, and LDAC support. Phenomenal sound. However, they're a lot more expensive. Now, this model here retails for about $50 US. However, they do have specials on, coupons, discounts. There's currently one at the moment. You can't go wrong with them. The way they sound, absolutely fantastic. I don't know what they've done with the tune, but it is very good. What stands out for me is, yes, the vocals, the mids, and the highs. The treble is detailed. It's defined. You hear those instruments. The tune is alive. It makes me want to listen to music. You know that feeling you get when you sometimes listen to audio and it sounds great to you, or your favorite song, and it almost gives you goosebumps. Well, these did it to me, and so did these when I first got them too as well. So I think for the price point, you cannot go wrong with them. The volume's there. It's also got deep bass. It's not lacking in bass, not lacking in mids, and I don't think it's lacking in the highs either. I really cannot criticize anything with these for the price point. Well done. They have done such a good job with how these sound. And then you've got the noise cancellation on top of it, IPX6.2 of course, and that amazing battery life. How about the latency then if you're going to be watching, say, streaming media, Netflix, Amazon Prime Video? Well, what I have noticed is that it seems to be in sync with the actors' mouths. And if you focus on it really hard, and I mean, you have to really look for it, which of course I am with my reviews, I noticed that it is, yes, at times like a split second out the audio sync. So the latency with these, the NC7s, is not the greatest. And when you game with them, you notice it a bit more. So this is their only real area of weakness. And I mean, I can still use them. I can still watch things. It's only me nitpicking here that I've just picked up that it's a fraction of a second out. My example now with the TOZO NC7s. We've got dual noise cancelling microphones. Now, if I stop talking, you hear like almost a washed out sound like running water or something. That's the noise cancellation working. Now, the mics are reasonably clear. They sound better than the last couple of TWS earbuds that I have been reviewing, so that's good. The main thing is, the important thing, that you can be understood in your voice calls. It's clear. And for this, they get a thumbs up. They work out. I do sound clear enough, I think. Is it the clearest I've heard? No, but it is above average, these microphones. So the comfort of them, wearing them, put them in your ears, give them a bit of a twist. I've not had them fall out on me. Have I had any problems with disconnections? None. None whatsoever. They are stable for me, paired up to my Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. Haven't had any issues. And they've not fallen out on me at all. So I think TOZO's done it again. They have a fantastic product right here for the price point it sells for. So you get the very good Amazing audio quality, I think. I think it's very good, the tune, what they've done here, and I'm really surprised with it. With the 7mm drivers, it just goes to show you that driver size does not matter at all when it comes to sound quality. ANC's working very well, the noise cancelling mics are good. You know, they're not the best I've heard, but they're good. They block out the ambient background noise to make you clearer in your calls. We have IPX6 with them, so you can get a bit of sweat on them. Rain, not going to be an issue at all. Touch controls are working just fine. The battery life is phenomenal. It's super long. So really, very, very good product here, and you can't go wrong with these. I don't think you can. Not for what they're selling for, and especially when they have the sales, the discounts on them at all. So thank you so much for watching my review here of the TOZO NC7s.